In his book, Reposition Yourself, subtitled Living Your Life Without Limits, T.D. Jakes begins by saying, "Back when I was a boy, if you had asked me what I wanted to do when I grew up, I would have likely responded with a sheepish grin and said, a fireman or an actor. The idea of being an entrepreneur with a half a dozen diverse businesses, much less the pastor and leader of a church with over 30,000 members, would have never crossed my mind. The idea of being on the cover of Time magazine, meeting with presidents and prime ministers, Academy Award-winning actors, and celebrated professional athletes was way outside my imagination as well. My life has constantly changed and evolved in response to the events, the people, and the opportunities around me. I have been divinely blessed by my Creator, but I have also made deliberate attempts to grow and to position myself to receive and reposition myself to receive more. I have failed and I have tried again before making significant progress to many of my goals. My mistakes, they were also my lessons. As I gained in experience, I did not allow my past mistakes to bind or to gag me. The boundaries established in my own mind were pushed outward through the very mistakes. I found the keys to leading a life without limits. Many of us attribute our success or our failure to some external force. But to my mind, as well as to many others I know, success is a direct consequence of our wanting a more abundant life and working hard to earn it. God provides, I believe, in that we are all called to be the very best stewards of the gifts, the talents, and the opportunities entrusted to us in this lifetime. This is real, true prosperity. This is success. And as I read that, it moved me, and I realized this is really a spiritual understanding of economics. A century before T.D. Jakes wrote that book, Charles Fillmore, Unity's co-founder, stated, "There is a kingdom of abundance of all things, and it may be found by those who seek it and are willing to comply with its laws. It is not money, but the thoughts that we hold about money, its source, its ownership, and its use that can keep us from our good." If you look carefully on the cover of today's bulletin, please take it out because I'll be asking you to go to it in a moment. The famous Eric Butterworth definition says the goal should not be to make money or acquire things, but to achieve the consciousness through which the substance will flow forth when and as you need it. Consciousness is a big word for attitude. It's what we bring to the table. It's what our mind attracts and resists. And so we're going to use a book, Spiritual Economics, for the next 6 weeks. Let me read something from the foreword on page 3. Within each of us is an inner urge to live life to its fullest, and to share that fullness with others as well. Eric Butterworth has succinctly detailed the steps that are necessary to achieve this fullness. He appropriately warns that it is not about the accumulation of things, but the will to serve and share the abundant life which is available if we are willing to listen to our own inner source and to translate our inner voice into vision and action. In other words, if we go back to T.D. Jakes, he says success is about using the gifts, the talents, and the opportunities when they show up. Charles Fillmore says it's about our mind and achieving consciousness. He says that the kingdom may be found if you seek it and are willing to comply with universal law. And now this is the foreword of the book. Vision and action. First, the vision takes place where, church? In our mind. We're going to study this book for 6 weeks. It's available in our bookstore. We're also going to provide handouts each week and suggestions for some home meditation and home study. I would ask everyone to take out the handout today. It's titled Practicing and Thriving. And if you turn, today actually has an introduction. And if you turn to the back, it's two-sided. I'd like you to read from the introduction. I'm going to start reading in the middle of the page. It has been commonly assumed that in times of economic reverses, we are all victims of a strange malaise about which there is little that can be done other than to wait and see. However, if you have a pen, please circle that however. It's a big however. However, the study of the laws of spiritual economics reveals that there is much we can do, personally for ourselves and in concert with our country and our world. Eric Butterworth encourages all as they do this study of spiritual economics to take responsibility for your own thoughts, thus taking charge of your own life. Declare your personal independence from the belief that your personal welfare is completely tied to the economic fluctuations of the world out there. Establish yourself in an unassailable conviction that the free flow of substance can only be dammed up from within. Know that no one can keep your good from you but you. Refuse to indulge in casual conversation about the bad economy. This book was written 20 years ago. The one simple idea I want us all to remember right here and right now is no one can keep our good from us. Please look at your neighbor right now and say, no one can keep good from me.